What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Madden 21 video for you guys. Here today I'm going to be going over the top 5 theme teams, and I'm also going to be talking about how basically to build them, how I advise people to build them starting on day 1, and I will go into Madden 21 to explain that part of it, but I'm just going to use my head just to show you guys the overview of what theme teams I think are good and the reasoning behind it. So number 1 is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. So we're going to go ahead and hop into it. And the reason Kansas City Chiefs are going to be a good theme team is because of the fact, unless something drastic happens, which no one sees that happening, they have a ton of elite players that will get upgrades throughout the year. So you'll get a good quarterback. You will have Patrick Mahomes getting upgrades. He'll probably get a 99, unless something crazy happened, like I said. Tyreek's going to get upgrades. Shorts will get upgrades. Chris Jones, Kels, Tyran. You're going to get a lot of players that will get upgrades. You're also going to get a lot of low overall players that will just get, like playoff cards, like the Damian Williams, which actually he's not playing, so it probably won't be him. Clyde Edward has the rookie premier that'll probably get upgrades. Just a lot of the players overall will get upgrades, and they have a lot of people like Dante Hall, and they'll continue to get a lot of legends with Christian Okoye's, and I believe they had other wide receivers and things like that last year. Just a ton of overall players that will get cards. Second up is going to be the 49ers. Now, once again, San Francisco 49ers, they're a team that has a lot of legends on them. We know right now we got Ronnie Lott, and they have a lot of elite players. George Kittle will get good cards. You have a lot of options at quarterbacks for them because they usually get Steve Young and Joe Montana. Obviously, we don't know 100% if both of them will be in the game, but I would be shocked if either one of them, at least one of them, was not in the game. You get good running backs as well because they have good running backs on their team with the Mostert, and you have Tevin Coleman who's down there as well. And they also have some, like last year there was Garrison Hurst and things like that added to the 49ers theme team. They have a lot of good young talent that will get upgrades like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner as well. And once again, they're supposed to be a pretty good team, so you can pretty much count on them getting those upgrades. So next up is going to be the Baltimore Ravens, and this is, almost a lock-in as well. Justin Tucker is always one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker in the game. Lamar Jackson, once again, I would be shocked if he's not getting upgrades. They have a lot of good players. They get good punters, kickers, Calais Campbell, good linemen, and Ronnie Staley. They also have a lot of good legends. Deion Sanders is always one. Rod Woodson is almost always one. Who else do they get that are legends? They usually get some running backs. Last year they had Jamal Lewis. You only need a couple good wide receivers or tight ends, things of that nature. Shannon Sharp was a Raven, so he usually gets a pretty good tight end card with that legend. So just a ton of players from now and past that are good. Obviously, like I said, someone like a Lamar, he's going to get good. You're going to have a good quarterback pretty much throughout the year. Cowboys is another one that I think is a pretty good theme team to have, and this is because you get a really good line usually. So we have Travis Frederick right here as the team diamond, 89 overall center. You're going to get Zach Martin, 88 overall core elite right here. Leroy Glover technically is a Cowboy, so that's why they have him here. Obviously, you can use team captain for whatever you want, but you do have that Leroy Glover in there. We will go to the second page to get past him. You do get Zeke, who's a good running back. Jalen Smith, pretty good middle linebacker. They actually have Tony Romo in this year, which is also really cool because if you don't want to use Dak, you do get Tony Romo. Cooper will get upgrades, right? You get a lot of players overall that will get upgrades, and they'll have a lot of legends, right? So you get Emmitt Smith, Terrell Owens if he's in the game, maybe like a Des Bryant if we could get lucky and get him. I don't know what it is about, if they're able to get him or anything like that. So you have some pretty good cards on both sides of the ball for the Cowboys as well, and they're usually a pretty decent team. The only thing that sucks about them is they're not a lock for the playoffs, but a lot of times they do make the playoffs, at least give them decent overall cards. And even without that, they're pretty popular. They're technically called America's team for a reason, so they usually get some upgrades. And then moving on, last but not least, definitely is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Steelers are once again one of those teams that are almost a lock to get a ton of upgrades, even if they don't make the playoffs. So Heath Miller, They've already put him into the game, which means they're probably going to use him for more upgrades. So you got a pretty good tight end. They usually have a couple pretty good linemen. Right now they got an 84 and an 85. Marquise Pouncey, I guess, only has an 82. But usually they get some pretty good linemen. You get Ben as your quarterback. Last year they even gave you Cordell Stewart. You always get Mike Vick. I would be shocked if Mike Vick's not in the game this year. You got TJ and Minka Fitzpatrick, which are also some pretty good young players. Joe Hayden usually gets some upgrades. Juju, he's poised to have a better year this year, as well as they do have a lot of legends, like I said. Maybe you get like the bus, even like a Le'Veon Bell. You could go ahead and put him on your Steelers theme team. James Conner, once again, maybe has a good year. Maybe they decide to put in, I don't think they'll put in an Antonio card, but like an Antoine Randall L like last year. Emmanuel Sanders, as he gets upgrades, you can bring him onto your team. And then defensively, we know we got the Kevin Greens. I don't know if they'll bring in Shazier this year. I don't know about that, but you got last year we had Joey Porter, Mike Jones they added in. They have a lot of good. James Harrison, maybe they'll bring in Mean Joe Greens. Once again, they have Rod Woodson, Mel Blount, good cornerbacks, good safeties with Troy Polamalu. So there's just a lot of options overall for Steelers theme team. So that's why those are my top 5. I'm going to go hop over to Madden 21. This way I can kind of explain what I'm doing and what you should kind of do if you are looking to build a theme team. So I will see you guys when we get over there. Alright guys, so now that I'm back over on Madden 21, I just want to go over a couple things of what you should kind of focus on for your theme team. So what you want to do first is identify which players you actually want to use in the beginning, because I only advise adding people in the beginning that are like kind of the best players in their position, but it also, if you're in between two players that are both really good, then maybe you can go ahead and add them. So for my personal, I want Patrick Mahomes. I know I want Patrick Mahomes because obviously he's one of the top quarterbacks and he fits my theme team in the long run. So what you want to do is go ahead and you want to look at things like your level master or your level up stats right here and look at the power up passes and things like that you'll get. So at level 25, I'm going to get that 82 through 84, right? And then as we level up, you're going to get more challenges, upgrade, you get another 82 to 84. And then as you go all the way up, it's probably up to 40, you can get that 85 to 86. And then once you get right here at level 50, you will get that. It should be 87 through 88, I thought. Yeah, there it is, 87 through 88. So for my instance, I'm going to use the 87 through 88 on Patrick Mahomes, right? And then I also know that I personally do want Tyreek Hill, but I have to see, is he going to be viable early game? And the thing is, usually Tyreek is one of the best cards early, and he drops off in the middle. So Tyreek, we don't want a 75 overall card, but he's an 87. So I would have to choose, do I want to power up him and use him as my power up pass, or Mahomes, which he's more expensive. So what I would probably do right now is power up Tyreek with that pass and then buy Patrick Mahomes. But I'm not going to focus on players like Travis Kelce, or especially not the super expensive one. So someone that I won't focus on because of the fact he's not a good card is Dante Hall. So if we go to sets and we check out, the team affinity, I'm not going to focus on Dante Hall and getting him because he's just not a good overall card, right? So he has all 79 catching stats with 89 speed. He's kind of like a worse version of Tyreek Hill, basically. So I'm not going to focus on getting him right now because he's going to be super expensive. He's 200,000 coins. But what you can do is go ahead and get team builders that are actually going to be useful for your team, and things like that, right? So team builders, obviously, I'm going to take the center from the Chiefs when I do this because why not? Might as well get, if I'm going to get a budget center, I might as well get the Chiefs. But I'm going to upgrade my team and leave that guy on the bench if he's not my best overall player at the time. You want to continue to pass up the theme team, but just keep the players in there that you will use long term, right? Like Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. I might even get Travis Kelce, but he will get passed up once again. He won't be my number one tight end, but since I can use 2 to 3 tight ends, it might be viable. But for instance, I won't pick up a Mitchell Schwartz because I don't like just pass blocking, so I won't really use him until I'm ready to use that theme team, and he'll be a bunch cheaper to get by that time. So hopefully that does help you guys out overall with it. If it does, definitely drop a like, subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.